This is NABShow Live.
Curtis Chan for Broadcast Beat here with Sam Mestman, President and CEO of Lumaforge. Good afternoon. How are you?
Good afternoon. I'm doing great. Thanks for having me.
Right. Thank you very much. So Lumaforge has been around for several years, and I know that you have very specific solutions for the post-production community, I believe. So maybe you can tell us what's new here at NAB for you.
Okay, so basically what we've done for this year is kind of reimagined the server experience from one that is generally terrifying for video editors, where there's a lot of buttons that they really don't understand, is something that is simple, easy to use, borderline plug and play, that also is extremely powerful with deep user permissions and share access. So all of the benefits that you would have in a traditional IT environment, but straightforward enough for any video editor to use it in their own studio or facility. And on top of that, it still performs for high-end 4K, 6K, 8K video in Mac, Windows, Linux, Premiere, Final Cut, and Resolve workflows. And it's really designed to be essentially allow the technology to get out of the way and just do what you need it to do in a shared environment and enable collaboration for all your editors.
That's interesting. So is it file, block, and object agnostic, or what did I hear that correctly or not?
Well, essentially, we kind of take a little bit of a different point of view in that we are network attached storage. It's ZFS based, but basically we really try and have all of that get out of the way. We pre-configure all of your shares so you can immediately mount the second you open up the product. So within 5 minutes, you can pretty much have all of your editorial team editing and working immediately right out of the box. So we basically take a lot of the setup and optimization and optimize from the file system all the way out to the client machine with our software, so that you essentially can get to work doing whatever you really need to do and get it done much faster without having to scratch your head on figuring out how to do it.
That's really good. So in regard to your product range, tell me a little bit more about your customer base. Right? What's the range of your customers?
So we designed fundamentally for small work groups. We thought that was the biggest need to be served. But the reality is we scale all the way up into multiple petabyte systems. But by default, our Jellyfish Mobile and our Jellyfish Tower are designed for small to medium-sized work groups, whereas our Jellyfish Rack and the Share Station are designed for large organizations. So a lot of it we designed for different use cases, and we have 4 different products depending on the size of your work group, one of which will fit, and you can get anything from 32 terabytes to multiple petabytes depending on what you want to do.
So in the industry, specifically in regard to the storage networking space, there are several up-and-coming trends moving along. So tell me a little bit about where on your roadmap, where does Lumaforge fit into that?
So the only thing that we really care about is editors who are working in a shared environment, who are probably trying to get away from SneakerNet, and who are looking for something straightforward, simple, easy to use, and that performs for video content. And we don't get really lost in a lot of the higher end storage debate. Ours is, we're trying to actually turn shared storage into basically like a washing machine, where you put it on a desk, you connect in, and you go. We want it to be as close to a direct attached hard drive experience as humanly possible, while still performing for whatever your video needs are and being responsive. We leverage 3 different types of caching to essentially deliver what is essentially a giant Fusion drive on the Mac. That's what we try and deliver on the shared storage side for multiple editors.
I see. Well, thank you very much. So in regards to people wanting to acquire your system, is it rental houses, is it integrators, or you go direct? Tell me about that.
So we have some great partnerships with resellers around the world. We just recently announced one with Melrose Mac, and we have a large host of resellers, but you may also buy directly from us. If you go to lumaforge.com and contact us, we can either connect you to a local reseller in your area, or we can work out something directly with you.
That's really good. Are you going to IBC? Are you going to NAB New York? SMPTE?
So we regularly go to IBC every year. We typically do something called FCPX Worlds, where we get it. We're very in touch with the Final Cut 10 community, especially, although we work extremely well with Avid and Adobe. But basically, we We'll be at IBC this year. We're going to be, I don't think we'll be at SMPTE, but we'll probably be at Cinegear, and we will also be we were at NAB New York last year. We'll probably be there again this year, as well as a host of other shows and user groups throughout the country.
Great. So last question. So without giving away any secrets, is there any surprises that we should expect from you at IBC?
Surprises at IBC. Well, we should be shipping our new back end by then, which is probably what we just announced here today. In terms of something that's going to blow your mind at IBC, that will probably have to remain to be seen. Right now, I'm just honestly trying to get through NAB with all the new stuff that we just announced. So the short answer to that is maybe.
That's a good answer. So for people that are coming to the show, where should they come to see? Because I believe you have multiple booths going on across the show floors, right? So
we've got 2 meeting rooms. We don't have a booth on the show floor, but we are connected directly to the show floor in the South Hall lower in meeting rooms 112 and 113. We have Faster Together, which is 33 TED Talk style post-production talks over the course of 3 days. And right next door is our workflow suite, which we're sitting in right now. That is, if you wanted to see Final Cut, Resolve, or Premiere in a fully shared environment, Mac, Windows, Linux compatible, everything you'd ever want to see, touch and play. We also have chairs, so come see us if you need a break from the show floor. We are here and open to the public.
Great. Sam, thank you very much. Really appreciate it. And Curtis signing off.
Thanks so much for your time. I appreciate it.